Well, hello everyone. It is Spike here with Juggalo a Day. And today we are going to be talking about your greatest fears. Things that scare you. Creepy, scary, spooky things. Things that go bump in the night. Shut up. So, we're going to be talking about our fears. That was so anticlimactic. Thank you, Heather.
Oh my god.
So,
I was so sorry. I was just so cheesy and corny.
okay, so let's talk about our fears, or at least my fears. So I'm actually really afraid of the occult, witchcraft, and okay, I can't even say that with a straight face. I am not afraid of witchcraft, and I'm not afraid of the occult. I think that one of my biggest fears is not being able to succeed in life. And I guess what I mean by that is like I'm sort of afraid of like transition at points. Like even though I'm in a point of transition, it's like sometimes it scares me. Like I think a fear of mine is that I'll never be able to do the simple things in life, like be able to, have a house and have a job and whatnot. I think that's sort of a fear of mine, or at least have a good work, a good job, be able to keep it up and whatnot. Not being able to succeed in college and be able to become a psychologist. I think that a lot of my fear is that I'll fail in that, and I understand that's just gonna hold me back if I hold that fear. But I think that's a fear of mine. Let me do my video. And let's see what else scares me. Sometimes okay, bugs do not scare me. Like spiders don't usually scare me. But like even if they're friendly and not usually scary, those big flying bugs scare the shit out of me. If it's big and it flies, it scares me. Now, I like bugs. I like every animal except for the ones that bite me. But I generally like bugs and animals and whatnot, and yeah, and I don't like to kill them. The only animal that I will ever really kill, and this is if I have to, are like red ants and mosquitoes when they're all over the place and biting me. But like the huge bug, those aren't I'm not really afraid of unless there's a bunch. But the huge flying bugs just scare me. Like just the fact they're huge, they fly and they could fly into me, and it's just like scary. More of a minor fear, I guess you could say. Um, I'm deathly afraid of asking girls out. And not that I have to worry about that fear anymore, but like literally, I almost can't do it.
I was
Um,
so scared to try and ask me out. It was kind of cute.
I was. How long did it take? Like 3, 4 hours.
It took you about 4 hours to ask me a simple question. You kept on asking me. You kept on telling me you needed to ask me something, or you wanted to ask me something, but you were afraid. And I kept on trying to, call you into asking what you wanted to ask me. And then you just kept on saying you were scared, shy, and it's like, oh.
Yeah. So I was deathly afraid to ask her. You want to know something though, honey? That was actually me at the better end of things.
You said you've never asked a girl out, like, actually on the phone or anything like that, where they can actually hear your voice. It's always through a text message or something.
Usually, yeah. But but yeah. I think there was one other occasion, like a long time ago. But yeah. So I'm like I literally almost cannot do it. And part of it was that the first girl that I asked out, well, for one, the first girl that I asked out, and I actually did this one in person, I got pretty badly rejected. I mean, I felt okay afterwards, honestly. I was sort of like, okay, at least I did it. But at the same time, like, I still had that fear. And, I mean, I had that fear long before, but still, like, you know, I used to even be afraid to talk to girls. And, I mean, yeah, I used to be afraid of that. Like, so I had a very strange fear of that sort of thing, really. Um, yeah, but I was really scared to ask even Heather. And again, that was me at my better end. But I used to not even be able to do it, like, at all. And I mean, with Heather, I was more comfortable, but even still, you know, I was still scared. But you know, okay. And then another fear is losing someone that I'm with. Um, like being left and whatnot, because I have been left a lot. So like that's always sort of been a fear. Um, whenever I'm in a relationship, is that the person won't want me, that they're gonna leave me, um, that they're not gonna, you know, love me anymore, or whatnot. Plus, I've had a lot of girls claim to be so in love with me, and then it turns out they're not. You know what I mean? And that just hurts. What were you gonna say, honey?
I said, skanky whore.
Yeah, she says skanky whore because my ex was a skanky whore. Is a skanky whore. Um, I say was because she's not really in my life anymore. But let me think of some other. Um, and unlike Heather, I actually do kind of have a fear of death, which I'm sort of coming to terms with, especially because my spirituality has a much healthier view of it. Even though I always kind of had a fairly healthy view, I do kind of have a fear of it in the sense that, you know, I don't know what's on the other side that well. I mean, I'm starting to know a little better, but, you know, I don't really know as much about the other side, and it's one of, I think my biggest fear about death is more the actual process of dying. Like, I guess I worry that death will be painful, if that makes any sense. Like, sometimes in my most depressed state, the only reason I don't want to die, at my most depressed state, absolute most depressed, is because I'm worried that it'll hurt. And I know that sounds weird, but like, I can't hate that too much because it's part of the reason that I'm still alive is because I'm too afraid, you know, of death. And so I'm okay with the fact that I'm kind of afraid of it. Um, but I'm not afraid of, you know, people on the other side, spirits and whatnot. I'm definitely not afraid of that. Is
So
there...
you have two of them around you at all times.
Exactly. I have two spirits that are around me. Actually, there are quite a few that are pretty much around me at all times.
Mostly those two.
Well, I think that what you're talking about is people in the spirit world. I think I'm including other entities that are kind of always around me. But some of those are more extensions of myself, so I don't know if that really counts.
Well, the other two are more important.
Yeah, more important than myself? Well, yes, but I understand what you mean. But yeah. So I'm trying to think if I have any other fears. You know, I kind of am just someone who, it's hard for me to really know what exactly I'm afraid of because it's more stuff that I'm afraid of, sort of a lot of little things. I mean, there's still some fear I'm progressing through. One of those is I sort of have like a get nervous if I'm about to go into any sort of trance state. I feel like a kind of fear blocks it sometimes. And I'm working through that so I can, you know, learn to meditate more, like get more into it, get more into that, the trance of it. Perhaps if I just do it more often, maybe I'll be able to. But I've been trying to do that for a long time, but I haven't, probably stuck with it as much as I should have. But it'll take some time to get that down. But I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm sure I have some other fears, but I can't think of them right now. Um, I can't really think of anything else. So Spike here with Juggalo a Day. Peace out, and much love, and much clown love, and thank you for watching. Peace.